Good evening, everybody, and happy Wednesday to you, wherever you may be. Welcome to another BossFM episode with your boy, Jessie G, and my co-host, Bryson.
Wake the streets up! Yeah! Yeah! Okay! Wake the streets up! Okay! Come on! Okay! Wake the streets up!
What's going on, Jesse? Let's get it, man. On the 6th of May, 21-year-old Dreasjon Reed led Metro Police on a chase throughout the city of Indianapolis. All right, so Reed was on live reporter when he was killed, and several shots rang off, one after another, until he was no longer alive. Roughly 6 months of investigation work was put into the trial by prosecutor Rosemary. She said the grand jury didn't find enough evidence to hold against the officer who killed Reed. It is still unknown whether shots were fired at the officer, as the prosecutor Rosemary says that private information can't be relinquished at this time. Prosecutor Rosemary said that she tried her best to remain unbiased, and when she was asked about what touched her emotions the most, she responded and said it was everything about the case, but mostly being the mother of two black males. To add to that, she said that this case was not easy and it had been a burden on her. And she goes on to say that no charges will be held against the officer who killed Mr. Reed. The superintendent of the Indianapolis police said that the nation is going through a rough time right now, as he was referring to the incident on May 25th of George Floyd. The superintendent left off saying, "We will always maintain the integrity of the grand jury system, and he will only speak on what they know and not what they don't know."
Moving on to other news, as Texas has now become the first state in the United States to record the 1 millionth mark of coronavirus cases, according to the data of Johns Hopkins University. The Lone Star State has identified 1,010,364 COVID cases since the beginning of the pandemic, and at least 19,337 people have died there. The population is about around 29 million people, so if it were to just be ranked by its county alone, it would be ranked at least in the top 10s of COVID cases. Texas leading the entire ranks, right in front of California, which is second.
On Monday, Daniel Cameron, the attorney general in the Breonna Taylor case, has now teamed up with former president in his lawsuit in the Pennsylvania election. And as if it wasn't enough for him to be incompetent in the case of Breonna Taylor, Cameron is now fighting to have Pennsylvania toss out their mail-in ballots, meaning that none of them ballots will count that in Pennsylvania, and they will have to just take all them out. So on Monday, the Republican attorney Cameron and 9 others were insinuating that Pennsylvania's high court had overstepped its constitutional responsibility by allowing mail-in ballots after the date's plausible. In less than a week after Biden's victory, the former Republican president and his allies have made false allegations about the voter fraud, and as he refuses to concede his position. Cameron basically went on to say, although this didn't happen in Kentucky, the people of Kentucky still have a choice of choosing the president, and as he stated, that this matters to Kentuckians. I feel like if Cameron is going to be calling anyone untrustworthy, unsavory, or immoral, he needs to be talking about himself, as he gave the drywall and plaster more justice than a black woman killed in her bed while she was sleeping.
That's probably not going to be the only lawsuit that is going to be filed by Donald Trump, as he really only has about 71 more days left in office before President-elect Joe Biden runs office at that time. Well, once he leaves, not only will President Donald Trump be, filing his own lawsuits, but he'll also be receiving a couple of cases as well. More than half a dozen cases have already been filed against him, and that's just waiting for him as soon as he walks out the door of the White House. For, say, one of just to list at least 6 of them, we have number 1, the Manhattan District Attorney Office looking into his financial inner workings of the Trump organization. That is looking at his entire, organization of what he ran throughout his whole entire campaign. And not only that, number 3, we have Attorney Generals of Maryland and D.C. suing him over emolument clauses, basically his salary for his organization. So what he's been paying and what he's been giving to his workers that have been working for him. Really bad. Number 4, not only that, he's also being sued by 2 people. We have E.J. Carroll's defamation lawsuit. Summer Servos have both filed defamation lawsuits against President Donald Trump. And last but not least, his own niece is suing him. You know how bad it's got to be when you got family members suing you? I mean, that happens all the time with, like...
Well, guys, as y'all know, it's Wednesday. And on Wednesday, we like to talk about our woman of the day. You know what I'm saying? Woman Crush Wednesday. Today's Woman Crush Wednesday goes to an intelligent woman of color who has influenced many people, especially here in Georgia during elections. It is none other than Stacy Abrams, as her selflessness and decency overshadows any negative comments that any competitors have ever said.
Right, and sticking with this similar theme, my Women Crush Wednesday is going to be Kamala Harris, the first woman vice president of the United States. Not only that, but she is also the first Black, Asian, and multi-race person to be elected into office. And with that being said, that is it for your Wednesday evening news. Please make sure to tune in tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. for more news and updates. And do not forget to tune in tomorrow morning for our morning show at 10:30 a.m. for some entertainment news with Boss FM.
Yes, sir. If you would like to rewatch any of our shows, as always, they will be available for replay on our Boss FM app and on all of our social media platforms. Thanks again for tuning in with you. It's been Bryson.
And it's your boy, Jessie G. Hopefully you guys see.
Wake the streets up.